following conscious. You may know a lot, but don't ever think that you got this. Wise words, pay attention to these wise words. And people follow people, but seldom following dreams. They tend to follow dreams, but never know what they mean. These are wise words, pay attention to these wise words.
So we're on a special episode of Wise Words today. You notice we're not in our normal setting. We had to come see the OG legend here, Chris SHON Taylor. Man, I know how, I've known you for a while now, man. I probably met you back around 2010, 2011.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. We ain't gonna get into how that relationship started or anything, but man, let's just kind of give us
cut grass together.
Yeah. Give us an introduction, man, and tell us a little bit about a brief summary of who you are, man. If they ain't aware yet.
I'm one of the original pioneers of fucking white boy hip hop in the South. I mean, we were doing this shit when literally this shit, like rapping and being white, was not cool.
Right.
On either side, you know what I'm saying, blacks or whites. It's one you was the in lover, or a wannabe, whatever, and then on the black side, you was a fucking token white boy, get the fuck off our stage, we're doing our music shit. And we didn't live by the same. They were used to the Beastie Boys and shit like that. Like we didn't come from a life like that. We came from selling dope, pimping girls. I mean, we owned a massage parlor down on Murfreesboro Road at the age of fucking 19 years old. And
gotcha.
It was because I've been on my own since I was 14 and a half. Yeah, my parents they kicked me out when I was 14 and a half. We just a hard-headed fucking kid, man. Always getting in trouble, fighting a whole lot. And so they kicked me out, and I was couch bouncing for a long time, and that's kind of where I fell into doing music when me and a guy named Chris Walton, rest in peace, his dad had a studio. His dad Chuck had a studio, and he was like, I was writing, but I really wasn't rapping.
So, kind of like poetry or whatnot.
Yeah,
vent sessions, therapy sessions.
Had you not found a cadence yet? Or?
No. Yeah. Didn't even have no name. Like,
what year was it? Tell us what the era.
Oh God, 84.
Yeah, so hip hop is really just now
being
a thing.
Oh yeah. We're still, we're listening to Run DMC, but we're getting it late. We're listening to the Beastie Boys, we're getting it late. Melly Mel, Furious 5, all that stuff. Then we got introduced to West Coast rap, and of course that was fucking Easy and Ice Cube and the whole NWA movement. And I was a big fan of he ain't with him anymore, but I forgot the dude's name now, but he wasn't in the group too long. Arabian Prince.
Oh, okay.
That's what his name was. And but it was more of a club music, that you'll remember this is something to dance to off the NWA album. That was Arabian Prince.
Gotcha.
And so, we started getting that gangster shit, and then we wanted to be gangsters.
Mm-hmm.
And we was buying Raider hats and shit like that. Now, the crazy thing is I have family out in the West Coast, and I would go out there every summer, and I would see that lifestyle of, what a Blood was, what a Crip was, but it wasn't super crazy back then. You're looking at, early 80s, and we were skateboarding, surfing, bullshitting, smoking.
Good times.
Great times, man. We go head down to Venice. They called us the Santa Monica Brats. You know, because we were always out there skateboarding, and you know, it was like, man, y'all need some discipline. And but so we get to doing that, and I'm getting influenced more because you know I hear Ice-T, and which is still today one of my favorite rappers, and so I get involved, and I might if I light this up.
Go ahead, do you? So you're from Nashville, obviously. Grew up in Nashville.
Born and raised.
What part of Nashville?
South Nashville.
South Nashville, like
Yep.
Antioch. Gotcha. So, I mean, potentially, I mean, definitely, you guys kind of pioneered the scene, though.
That's how when I first heard your name, it was because you was part of the group Rude Awakening.
Yeah. Rude Awakening was me and Big Mike Stutz. Shout out to Mike Stutz. We actually met at a party, freestyling, battling each other.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, like you got fucking crazy bars. You got more bars than a pharmacy, bro. You know, and I was like, well, what's up? And he's like, man, a buddy of mine's got a studio. He was talking about DJ Dev.
Gotcha.
And so Dev snuck us in the studio in Berry Hill. And Sonny says that he didn't know, he knew about the sneaking in. He did not. He did not, man. Like if Sonny would have showed up, we'd have probably been, get the fuck out of here, guys.
Yeah, so it's Sonny's studio at this time.
It's not Streetlight.
Ain't paying him for studio time.
No, he sneaked us in at night. It was actually Courage Records is what it was called. They were doing country.
Okay.
And
so this is before even Pistol and.
Oh yeah, like Boogie. They were actually into Boogie, like trying to get him recorded, and we done a track with Boogie, and Sonny heard it, Larry heard it, and was like, "Who the fuck is this, man?" You know, and it was like, he was like, "Man, it's these white boys," you know, and they was like, "Nah, no way, these dudes are fucking white, no way," and we had to come in there, and we were sitting down, and Sonny comes in, he goes, Who are y'all? Who are these fucking guys? And he was like, man, that's Rude Awakening. That's them white boys. We didn't have the name Rude Awakening then. He goes, well, damn. He was like, okay, hold on. And he went in his office and shit, and then his dad showed up, said the same fucking thing. Like, who the fuck are these guys? So, anyway, we get to recording, and Sonny says that, Lil Will, that's my guy. Answer it.
Yeah.
Lil Will. It's T-Shon, man.
What up, T-Shon? How you doing, baby?
Man, doing this interview, doing good, Bubba. How you been, family?
Man, shit, I'm all way on top right now, baby.
That's good. That's good.
You can't get no better.
Hey, I feel you. I feel you on that, man. It's good to hear from you.
Man, likewise, man. What side of town y'all on?
Man, I moved to Knoxville.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I had to get out the Ville, man. Like it was gonna be the death of me, or I was gonna be the death of it.
Right. Kind of confusing, cause I think you shot me something, was like, hit me up next time you in Knoxville. I was like, the fuck you? Why would he say that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, sure did.
I was like, why would he say that? I had no clue. I was like, why do you want me calling when I go to Knoxville? I was like, well, maybe you want to go to a game with me. But yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, we're up here, man.
Hell, I thought they was down here in Nashville somewhere. Get on back to it, man. Did you get back over here? Did you get back over here to the crib much?
Sometimes, yeah. I was down there about 3 weeks ago for my birthday, and I think we're gonna head down in about 2 weeks again.
Man, when you touch down, you be up, man. Grab a beer or something.
I definitely will, family. It was good hearing you, Bubba.
Man, likewise.
All right, love.
So who was that?
That was Lil Will, man. Lil Will is a fucking legend.
Let me hit you up once we get on
of promoting and getting artists together. He was actually in the studio when we done Block to the Booth with DJ WYZE.
Yeah.
And he came in there and was like, he's like, man, y'all got this motherfucker. He's like, that's a hit right there, dog. But good man. Lil Will is he's a true milestone in the fucking Nashville music industry and in the street. You know what I'm saying?
Me and
Like,
YG was talking about it like he's kind of like the glue. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't pick sides. He kind of holds everything together.
He's definitely that.
he does, and he's cool with every fucking body.
Right.
You know, I got to beef him with a guy. I'm not even gonna say his name. I don't want to put his name on video or whatever. But it was over a car that he had sold me, and it was so hot by the police. Bro, I'm getting pulled over fucking 2 times a day, and asking what's my relationship with this guy, and I'm like, look, I just bought the car. I bought the Corvette. You know what I mean? And he was like, but I was like, bro, you got that motherfucker hot, and we was getting ready to go at it, man. And we'll just come out of nowhere. It was like, man, squash this bullshit. He's like, y'all both too big and respected to be going at it and shit, man. And we did. We squashed it that day. He's always been like that. But
kind of put the piece to the situation.
Yeah. And while we was recording Rude Awakening, he shot through a few times.
Yeah.
Shannon Sanders, which is now, he's a
Grammy
Award, award winner.
Shout out Shannon Sanders.
And, that's my son's godfather. And like me and Shannon were so close. He came to Street Flavor just to rent out some studio time. And we were recording the second album of Rude Awakening. And I think it was going to be called The Reawakening or something.
Makes sense.
And this motherfucker coming here and brought this keyboard. And it was an XP50.
Shannon Sanders?
Yeah.
Okay. Rolling, right?
Rolling.
Yeah.
Rolling XP50. And he brought that motherfucker in, man, and started making this beat. And then he started singing.
He can sing.
Oh, dude. And I was just like, now I've seen this boy in church get behind that organ and sing, and it's spiritual level.
Yeah, I was starting to say it's got like the gospel feel to it, kind of like Jelly's newer, like the Need a Favor sound.
Yeah, the Whitson Chapel. I mean, shout out to Jelly, man. Like that fucking album is doing amazing. That's my dude, man. Like I'm beyond proud. A year ago, nobody had heard of him. And we were still like, oh, yeah, that's my nephew, man. Go check him out. Jelly Roll. And now it's like I had to get the sticker taken off the back of my car.
I believe it, man. I had to stop telling people I knew him for a while just because it was like, oh, no.
Jelly Roll, son of a sinner. I had that shit on the back of my thing. People come by, driving by with their fucking phones, thinking it's Jelly. And I'm like, first of all, Jelly's not going to be driving a 2000 Buick.
So, I mean, for the people that don't know, how do you know Jelly?
Jelly is my nephew.
Gotcha. So, I mean, so you was in the music game before, I mean, when Jelly was born, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
when Jelly was a little kid, his brother Scott was always around us. You know, he was in the LA Syndicate. He was one of my best friends. And he was in there while we were recording Rude Awakening, got some of the first, tapes, before CDs even came out.
Right.
And or they had just started printing them. And so it's like Jason would hear the Rude Awakening shit. And he was like, these are people. He was like, yeah, bro. He's like, that's Chris, man. And he's like, oh man, so he's like, before I knew it, dude is rapping.
Right.
And he's battling people in the fucking projects. And I'm like, boy, you don't even need to be like, what the fuck are you doing in a project? You know what I'm saying? And it's just,
he jumped off the porch.
Oh yeah. And I used to have to take him out there, and I'm talking Dodge City, J.C. Napier, and I'm just like, for everybody that don't know, I mean, those are some of the worst projects that you can, get in, and glad to make it out if you're white, especially. Yeah. And So I remember I had to drop him off, man, and I didn't want to tell his brother. You know, like,
Where you found it?
yeah, like, bro, I just picked up Jay and took him, over here to fucking, Old County Hospital Road, Dodge City, because Scott would have fucking tripped out.
That's Big Bro, right?
Scott's a big brother, and will give you the shirt off his fucking back, man. He's a stand-up dude. That's why I'm still, like I said, we talk through, either text or talk 2 or 3 times a week.
That's what's up.
And it's a lot of times it's Jelly wants you to come to the show, man. Come to the fucking show, bro. And I'm just like, man, I just got out of the fucking mental hospital. And he was like, what's going on? So, I told him, and I'm not ashamed of this. It's just living. People want to say they want to live that gangster fucking lifestyle. Like, what I'm saying, bro, I've been shot 4 times. Like I said, I got a bullet in my face. I got a bullet in my leg. And I get questioned about every time I go get X-rayed. So
yeah, that's the story in itself.
How many times you got to go over that story?
Oh God, like I can't even count. I've lost count. I mean, you can still feel it rolling around in my face. And I'll go get an MRI or whatever, and they're like, by any chance, have you ever been shot in the face? And I was like, oh yeah,
How about that?
And you can feel it pulling because it's fucking lead. You feel it pulling in my face, and I'm like, please don't fly out of my fucking face.
So why wouldn't they remove it?
It said it wouldn't make a difference. Honestly, it was like, man,
They didn't care about you going through the airport or TVA. None of that shit.
I mean, but even with this one, they were
Does
gonna.
it set it out?
You
go through.
Only one time.
Yeah,
one. It was real sensitive, and they kept running it down my leg, and I was like, dude. So I had to lift my pants leg up. I wish I was wearing shorts, and he was like, "What is that?" I was like, "It's a bullet." I was like, "That's the only bullet that's coming in here with me,"
Barney Fife with 1 bullet, right?
So, tell us about the Rude Awakening album. How y'all gained traction.
Man, we started it, and we were featured on Boogie. We were in the Pistol Rolling My 6-volt video. Of course, everybody, they did not want to show our face that we were white. They wanted it to be a rude awakening.
So, back up real quick. Tell us who Boogie is, for those that don't know.
Boogie is another. He is a set in stone in this music game and street game. I mean,
Nashville specific.
Yes, South Nashville, and they had Tang, which was their clique.
The time frame we're talking early 90s.
Oh yeah, 93, 94.
Yeah.
And
so Boogie's pretty much one of the first Nashville artists to really be successful and say, hey, we got a hip hop scene now.
He was actually signed to Relativity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
I didn't know that.
Facts. They fucking they put him out there, and then his brother is actually Papa J. And Casino. He had to change his name, I think. And cool motherfucker. Both of them are 2 of the coolest cats you can fuck with. Cooler than any fan I've ever stood.
So he actually put y'all on.
Yeah, he pushed us. He featured me on the freestyle finale, I believe it was, on his album. And
back in the day around here, that was a big deal.
Fuck yeah, because people were like, "Bro, I heard you on the Boogie, on the Boogie CD."
How many people heard that but didn't know y'all was white boys?
Most of them.
Everybody. Everybody. Matter of fact, when I went in there, I was in there with the fucking Blow Pop crew.
Oh, that name just popped up last week.
Man, salute to the Blow Pop crew. Definitely some fucking pioneers.
Yeah.
In the game, like MC Desire.
Yeah, I heard that they were like the ones that kind of broke out in Nashville. Like they kind of set the Nashville.
They set the standard.
Yeah.
You know, like if you weren't better than the Blow Pop crew, and they were spitting, because they lived that life. Again, Blow Pop, I love that motherfucker, man. Like that is my dude. Rest in peace, French toast. But Blow Pop.
What would you hear? I'm trying to ask you this for historical purposes. What would you hear in a hip hop song from Nashville back in the early '90s? Because at this time, country music is king down there, right?
Yeah.
But you got this whole other, I like to call it, the shadows of Music City. You got this little hip hop community that's kind of, bubbling. What's the content of the music?
Well,
The songs?
I'm gonna tell you what. Eric McAnally, E-Mac, shout out to E-Mac.
Shout out to E-Mac.
He was the first white boy to pop from Nashville. Like we all wanted to fucking be like him, and dude was the real dude. You know, like he went to prison. He done his thing, but he was the original. He went by Southside Hustler, and
That's the name of his first CD too, wasn't it?
Immaculate.
That's it.
Oh, Immaculate.
No, that was him and Stack.
Okay.
But this stuff is from the '80s.
Are you finna play something for us?
Oh yeah.
All right.
This because it's what made me want to rap. Well, I guess the main artist wanted to is what inspired me to rap, and but when I heard Eric, it was kind of like Jelly, the way Jelly did, when he heard Rude Awakening, when he heard me.
Okay, so that was. I get what you're saying.
And this is what we listened to, and he was from our neighborhood. He was from Woodbine and Antioch, and he was accepted. Like this dude was
Honey, hook a dealer.
he was a baller.
The tank, catch another bite, and go straight to the bank. For the streets is the profit, you see. Some say we gotta be a terrorist thugster. That's not
You can tell it's all though.
Bro, carrot setting go.
That's all
Basic
it is.
you
Yeah.
can change it and be spreading your name. It's not how much you make, it's how long you survive. That's why my Uzi WYZE is on. I am a a hero to the young, a role model. The examples that you set, they all follow. Running the street, looking for fame, unwanted competition, all seeking the same. 'Cause it's a strong game. This is knowledge from the street.
That's what's up.
But
Are you sending us that so maybe we can plug it in here so we get a better little audio on that one?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what's
the
up.
MP3.
Yeah.
But
Get a little snippet.
it's that that's what we were listening to. We were listening to MC Desire, and Desire was on the radio, and they were playing his shit, and we were just like, like Technique, like Shannon Sanders. That he was with Technique, and they would DJ White Knight, and everybody like they knew these cats were white, and that was what was different about us, because when we walk out on the stage, it would be like, oh,
It's
like
not what we
these
expected.
motherfuckers are white.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? And that's the Rude Awakening, and
To steal a quote from Haystack, man, he said something, "We're none of them goofy white boys from the movies" line.
straight up.
So what separated? Why was Nashville scene, the white rapper scene in there, and to this day, like I don't feel like you can go in any other city in the country and get that same vibe, same energy.
Here or there, but yeah, I feel you. I mean, there's a pool here.
Yeah, but the thing about Nashville, man, is it's so clicked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Like East
it's
Side, West,
well,
South
well, no,
Side.
it's like artists. You know what I'm saying? Like artists click up. You know what I'm saying? Like and they work together, but they work specifically together. You
Mm.
know what I mean? And like I said, I really don't want to put
Oh yeah,
anybody's
no.
name in my mouth or whatever, but they it's hard to get in unless you have um, a video or you're on a certain show or you're fucking with a certain artist.
Co-signed by certain
Exactly.
somebody.
You know,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
that's one thing, and it's kind of I've always said Nashville was like crabs in a bucket because I went to Atlanta and I moved to Atlanta in 2000, right after my homeboy Chris got killed, and that did it. I was ready to go. Fuck Nashville. Fuck this place. I was gone. And we went down there and started up a group called the High Side, and we were on tour.
What year was this?
Now this was in probably about 2003. We were in a thing called Showcase of the South. Frank Taylor, actually Tyler Perry came
yeah,
out and
yeah.
watched us and shit.
Oh,
So Frank Taylor had a lot of pull, still does. Taylor Entertainment, and but he managed us, and we got on tour. We were with Bone Crusher, uh, T.I., the Outlaws. Those were Tupac.
yeah. Hit that button.
But the Rude Awakening thing, like when we finally got, I guess, thrown to Sonny, uh, and Sonny was like, well, yeah, this is Rude Awakening. These are the fucking dudes you've been listening to. And we came, me and Mike came up with the name, and they were like, "Yeah, dude, let's keep the name. Let's do everything. It's all good."
Well, if I'm following along, and in case someone else isn't, the Rude Awakening was just the surprise of um this white boys
Oh
basically.
man, it
It was
was
Rude
like,
Awakening.
yeah, they're like, I
Yeah,
mean, we would be in Florida, and they're like, man, white boys doing shit like that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like in a couple places, we would have to like and it wasn't even us. Like we weren't beefing with anybody from another city or state or whatever. You know what I mean? I mean we were getting love after the music got started,
hmm
and we started doing our thing. And but a couple times we had to shoot our fucking way out of
yeah.
there, and people would see us, popping off pistols and shit. I mean, that's a you know
Again, nothing to be glamorous about, and kids
no
out here,
no
you
man
know, it
it's
ain't what it looked like,
but
right?
but it's
Right.
it's because we were being shot at. Like people were coming out of the club beefing with each other, and then they see the white boys, and so we're catching it, and we're popping in the air.
Yeah,
We're not even shooting at them, and just letting them know, yo, we got one too. So da
right.
da da da, and we finally get out of there, get back to the fucking hotel, man. I remember we came out of the hotel, and somebody done spray painted our fucking van, flattened our tires, and the show that night really didn't pay that good. We still had to pay for our own hotel room. Um, we were under Sonny and them managing, but Sonny and them didn't know too much about management
Hey, off camera before you said something about the street flavor name. You said that y'all helped come up with that. Or am I saying that correctly?
then. Yeah, it was Courage Records, and we were like, bruh, we can't do Courage Records. I mean, like that ain't street. You know what I mean? That's not street at all. So Dev, he was like, Sonny and them were trying to come up with another name, and we sat in there in the sound in the mixing room, main room, and we were just trying to come up with shit. And we finally came up with Street Flavor, and Sonny did this. Uh, had this artwork done of the city of Nashville and a tongue coming out with music notes and shit. So that was gonna be the original, Street Flavor,
Logo.
yeah, logo.
Gotcha.
And even Boogie and fucking El Dre, shout out to El Dre. He was on the the first Boogie CD. and but they were just like, dude, like that name is so like it's fucking so much better than Courage Records.
Yeah, it's got a better. It comes off the tongue a little bit better.
Yeah, because I mean, Courage Records, I guess it sounded professional, but not for hip hop.
No,
You
it's not
know,
like a gospel
yeah,
or something.
and
Something.
yeah. So we end up getting out, man. We, we're doing our thing, and it's starting to catch on. We're getting radio play. Where we're going, people are wearing our fucking shirts and stuff. So that was cool. We knew we were getting some kind of acceptance because we
And
had.
this whole different era.
Oh yeah, yeah. It
This
wasn't
is
none of
before
this
the
internet
Yeah.
shit. It wasn't like not no internet, no fucking sites to promote your music for you, no distro kid, no damn what's that other one?
There's a bunch of them, like CD Baby, TuneCore.
Yeah, TuneCore.
Yeah,
Like that's TuneCore's got our one album, and Distro Kid's got our second album.
yeah,
And
gotcha.
so me and y'all remember Capital Punishment?
Man, it sounds familiar, but
They are another pioneer ground laying group, man. Like when they came out, it was Junebug and my boy B, who I work with now. He goes
Junebug
by.
sounds familiar.
He's been in the game for a long
Yeah.
time, but so is Brian. Brian has done so much, like music wise, that I mean it's ridiculous. He's talented as fuck, one of the best producers, and I would, like I said, and I've worked with some of the best. I worked with Tim Hill. I've worked with fucking Mario Moore. I worked with fucking DJ Dev. I worked with Brian Smith. I mean, and
Shannon Sanders.
yeah, Shannon fucking Sanders.
Yeah.
Like he's the one who mixed our new album.
So y'all are still actively putting out music.
Well, not as Rude Awakening.
Okay.
Me and Brian got together, and he goes by Track Bastard, so we just call our group T-Shon the Track Bastard.
Yeah.
And
obviously I've heard of you, but that name sounds familiar. That Track Bastard.
He's cold.
Yeah.
He's cold. I'll turn y'all on to the music, like when we get done or whatever. But I mean, for people who are watching, man, y'all can go get it and check it out. It's TSHON, T-Shon, and sign or and the word and Track Bastard, one word, TRACKBASTARD.
On all platforms, right?
Yeah,
You also got something right now that's getting some traction. You're a big horror movie buff.
Yeah.
Showing me the Halloween shrine and everything. Like, I'm into that same shit too. But tell us about what you're doing with the podcast, with the movie review.
It's called the Horror Movie Hood Review, and
what's the concept?
I just go and review movies. I cuss. I put another spin on it. Like yeah. It's I even have a little smoke break during the thing, and bump some music. Sometimes it'll be Jelly, Chat Arms. Shout out to Chat Arms.
Shout out Chat Arms, the whole show Improve Entertainment.
Oh yeah, man. Him and Squints, like they're doing their thing. It's and they've really come a long fucking way. And I remember when these guys like met us, me and Jelly and Unc met us at O'Charlie's, and was like giving us some music and shit. We were like, man, like you want to fucking come perform at a show? Because we had the clubs. Now this is Jabberjaw Albino Gorillas, and we had the clubs locked down. Anywhere in Antioch, South Nashville, we had them. Hell, even some just in downtown Nashville. But we had them locked down.
Name off some of the clubs just to kind of give a little nostalgia for the old Nashville
God,
scene.
the Playing Field, Cloud 9, the Cut, like the Cut was the Underground. What is it? Oh my gosh, It used to be right downtown. They had
Hurricane?
a ring. I think that's what it is.
Hurricane? Yeah.
They used to do like the tough man competitions. Had a ring in there
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
times. But we fucking sold that out. Sold them all out. Like it was so much that we would have to get footage by having a guy stand on a ladder in the middle of the crowd and stand above it just to get footage of us on stage performing.
I hope he had good insurance.
But but people, you know, they would respect his space
Yeah.
and you know not get too live and which you know I thought that was cool. That was super cool, and people would show up and like we would have like Jabba Jaw, me and Unc. Shout out to my cousin Unc, love him. He's like a brother to me, really. And
Mm.
but Jelly, we would have to. I got a picture of us having to sneak him and Strug into the damn playing field just to be able to perform a song. And it was
Timestamp this for us. What about when was this?
it was in '05. It was right after my brother got murdered.
Okay.
That's actually what brought me back from Atlanta. We were on tour with the Outlaws, Goody Mob, T.I., and as soon as I get home, we each get a $7,000 check. Um, I went to the bank, deposited, took out $200, went to fucking took my homie that was down there, our homegirl Christine and Tony, and uh, if you got to edit that out, man, I'm sure they wouldn't mind it, but
It's on you.
it went to a damn drive-in movie, man. Come home and about I guess 2 2 o'clock in the morning Sunday, I get woke up and my brother had been murdered, and this is right after 2 months prior, I go down there and I get down there. I would go down there probably every other weekend to see my son anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I would first, I'd stop, see my son, and go kick it with my brother. And which he was the original, because I was gonna come back in August. This happened in June.
Mm-hmm.
And we were gonna start a group called the Albino Gorillas, which is
That's what's on the arm there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why it's you know it's there for him, man. But and I heard that shit, and my fucking cousin came and got me the however long it took him to come down here. It was like 4 in the morning from Nashville to Atlanta, and I left all my shit and just went back up there. And, but we started doing music to get my mind off my brother and all this shit, and
Right.
we sold 3,000 CDs out the trunk. And now you do the math. The least we take for them 7, a piece. We were trying to get 10,
Yeah.
and sometimes we would. Sometimes it'd be a day that we'd be like, but it was grinding, bro. It was getting sunburnt, and I'm a fucking ginger. You know what I mean? It's rough on me, dog. I'm Italian and Irish, so. But it was a different hustle, man. Like we had to get out and put posters and flyers. Like we would get these little fucking postcard size flyers, front and back. And
what making one post on Facebook?
hell no. And when MySpace come around, I was like, oh, like hell yeah, we
Where's
put our
that
music
been?
up there. And so me and my cousin, man, we really we was putting a lot of people on, like I could say Latino Saint, Shadow Arm, Squints, Blaze, this one kid Christelle, which is now Saint's wife. And these were true, like really talented people, man.
Right.
Really talented.
I mean,
but
obviously, because a lot of it's shown up since then.
Yeah, but then Nashville is so much of this crabs in a bucket shit. Like I don't want you to make it out before I do. You know, you ever seen a bucket of crabs? They're pulling another one down.
And yeah,
You know, trying to get out themselves. And that's what it was back then. It was bad then. You know, and even now, it's if you're not clicked up with this certain click, you're not gonna get no play because they're doing artists that have maybe 2,000 followers, and all they got to do is give them a shout out. Bam, 10,000 followers.
right.
You know, and it's not even about the music; it's about how many followers you got.
That's crazy too, man. It's just so far.
It's like high school.
It's so far removed from what it should be.
Yeah, that's what I always say, man. I tell Chad Arms, we talk on the phone. He's another horror movie buff. He's got a little movie review thing.
Yeah, I've
man.
seen him do a couple of those. So,
Yeah.
while we're touching back on that, what's the name of your podcast for people that need to find it?
It's the Horror Movie Hood Review. And it's you can get us at the Horror Movie Hood Review at gmail.com, Horror Movie Hood Review at gmail.com. You can also get us on TikTok, the Horror Movie Hood Review. It's all Horror Movie Hood Review.
All right, so it doesn't sound like it'd be too hard for him to find. So yeah, y'all check him out on there because you said how many episodes you got so far?
70.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, you've been getting busy.
yeah.
How long you been doing it?
A couple of years.
Yeah.
A couple of years, man. It really got. I was just getting so just frustrated being in the house, and like I think the longest time that I went 13 months without even feeling what it felt like outside.
Mm.
You want to ask them the daily routine.
Yeah, you got like do you got a certain habit or pattern or morning routine you do whenever you first get up?
Yeah.
I can probably guess what one of them.
I will. I'll pack me a bowl. Hit my bowl. Then I get up, make coffee, and coffee's going. So I turn it on what my wife calls murder porn. But it's it's these homicide shows and shit.
Like the ID.
Some, but it can't show the crime scene. Like I've seen too much of that bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's and again, like man, if motherfuckers wanna live this gangster ass life, dude, like you better be prepared to live with the nightmares.
Yeah.
Because they're coming.
That's one thing I've always thought about is especially when it comes to rappers, and then you're out here and they glorify the shit in the music, and then somebody gets zapped, and then the next week you're like, well, how did this happen?
It'd be another, and it's another rapper.
Mm.
It is nowadays. It's like the East Coast, West Coast shit, but it's all over America. Like rappers are getting fucking killed for the craziest shit.
Oh yeah.
And I mean shot to shit, man.
Yeah.
Like,
well, just the other night, I think Lil Baby or whatever had a show in Memphis, and he got shot.
Yeah,
up.
fuck yeah, I heard about that.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, sure did, man.
It said one of Dolph's people got shot or something.
And people want to blame it on the younger generation, but it's not all of them. I mean, let's be honest.
No,
it's just more publicized now, right?
It was glorified.
Yeah,
it's like I'm the biggest gangster. I got this many bodies. My ops, like nobody. They do not appreciate life.
No.
Until you see the fucking somebody's pupils, that's when you realize, man, life is fucking precious. And they're scared to death because they know they're fixing to die. I watched that. I've seen that. One of my closest friends, man, like playing Russian roulette, probably right where you were, and fucking blows his brains out, puts it underneath his chin, blows his fucking brains out. And it just, like you don't want to see that shit. You don't want to have a conscience of killing somebody, and because you ruined, my brother was murdered by a coward, a little kid. This kid was 16 years old. and shot my brother because my brother was into gang, not kind of gang shit, you know what I'm saying? Like he ran with the growth and development crowd. But
Well, they always say a scared man is a dangerous man.
yeah, but Derek whooped 3 of them at this party, and because I taught him how to box, and he could throw them hands, but can't fight a bullet, especially when it's from behind. Got shot him from the back of the head, execution, and I just that's what made me want to go forward and just keep on fucking rapping because I honestly, man, I was like, dude, fuck this.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it anymore, and it got me to a point to where it just wasn't worth it, man. Like so many people are fucking dying. This is 2005. Pac and Biggie died not even, a year and a half after that. They were both dead and gone, legends. And that's what kids don't understand now. You're not going to live long enough to be a fucking legend.
No.
Nobody is going to remember you. I tell you what, I take that XXX Temptation or whatever.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
This kid went to like a boys' home that he had grown up in when he had got, he'd been in so much trouble as a child, and was putting TVs in there with fucking Xboxes and all this shit, and the motherfucker gets robbed or shot to death coming out trying to buy a motorcycle. And it's people that knew him, but he was flashing this money all online.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, move in silence. Move in fucking silence.
Yeah, because Instagram posts get you killed.
Yeah,
sure.
you don't want anybody knowing. Now I'll get on there and be doing my mushroom shit.
I see some of that. That's a whole nother podcast.
But I'm gonna do a podcast on shrooms.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got a different take on a lot of it. Like, I feel like gangster is one of the most misused words that you hear nowadays.
It's just like racist.
Yeah, but see, when I think of gangster, I think of somebody that maybe made a pledge to a brotherhood or something. I think of like the first gangsters in the country.
Like the mafia.
Like you go all back to the 5 boroughs or whatever. Them dudes. They had certain principle. They had honor amongst themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and that's rare nowadays.
They had rules. You know what I mean? Like, they were pretty straight up fucking dudes.
Yeah.
They just, they were outside of the law.
Yeah.
Now gangster, like the way it's used now is
you kill one person, you're a gangster.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, who the fuck wants that title? Like, you got people laughing about this shit, bragging about it in other songs, like that King Von cat. You know what I mean?
It's a shame, though. We're losing so much talent at such a young age, before they even get to.
And he wasn't one of them mumble rappers. He actually had content in his shit, and that's what I listen for. I listen for content. If you ain't got content in your life, that's why Jelly, like, instead of thinking that he's an understudy, this guy is an idol. Like, now it's like I look to him and I'm such a fan because I know, like, this man has not slept on this particular couch, but he has slept on my couches, has had his own bedroom at our house. So if he needed to, he would come into town and needed a place to chill or, just get the fuck away, he would be at our house until he had to leave.
I mean, he's superstar status at this point. I mean, honestly, he's top of the mountain. Like,
yeah, and I'm super proud of him, man. Like I can't even express it enough because you can't nowadays because people think you're dick riding.
Right.
Like, man, I know people who literally in 2018 did not even fuck with this guy. Some of them was his own family. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I take a bullet for jelly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I done knocked out so many motherfuckers over jelly, or been into it with somebody, and no, dude, like, you're not gonna just come out of nowhere and start showing this man love. Oh yeah, he's my nephew, he's my cousin, that's my brother. You know, that's not how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're coming around after he's been famous. You know what I mean? When he's blown up.
And they had plenty of time to get on the wagon.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
mean,
just
it's
like,
different for the people who just found it, but you're talking about family.
fuck yeah. And well, people,
or people that's been around.
and
While we're kind of on this subject, man, I want to clear the air on something, man. You had a little 10 seconds of fame on the 10-minute freestyle. You want to tell us a little bit about that story and the truth behind it?
Man, okay. I was not snorting coke. I was.
Are you the dude that goes in the bathroom?
Yeah.
I am the dude that goes in the bathroom. And but we were smoking fucking super heavy. We had just, I think, smoked out everybody. There was probably about 15 people.
Yeah, that's when like blunts went around like 3 or 4 at a time.
Oh, it was like 5.
Yeah.
And I was just like super fucking high. I was on a Xanax bar and a half. And I had cotton mouth like a motherfucker. So I walked in the bathroom, man, turned the fucking sink on, man. I'm old. So, I mean, we came from the days where you put your hand down there, fill your hand full of water, and then some got on my nose. Well, I raised the fuck up and flicked the water off my nose, and everybody is like, what about that dude snorting the line? They had to edit the video and all this. And I was like, bro, I'm glad they edited the fucking video. Like, it was.
Didn't Jelly refer to something or say something in one of the lines about it or something? Or am I making that part up?
I'm not sure. He may have. Now, he did have to explain it with Theo Vaughn.
I heard that on his podcast actually.
And he Theo Vaughn brought me up, and I was like, oh shit. Like, fucking Theo Vaughn talking about my dumb ass. Like, what's up?
In the wrong context.
And yeah. And but I don't think I think he edited that, little part out about that because, I tell Jelly, like, me and the 10-minute freestyle have a love-hate relationship. I love that it helped give Jelly that, people can hear Jelly fucking rap instead of sing.
Yeah.
And because I still turn him on to it, but I fucking hate it. Like, I hate turning them on to it, but I've got to. I've got to support my guy. I really do. But it just yeah, man. I wasn't snorting coke. I was getting a drink of water. It's thirsty as fuck. It was hot as
It's
hell.
cotton mouth.
So yeah, man. From the horse's mouth. Just getting a drink of water. I've never snorted coke. Like, that's not my drug of choice. If you're watching the video, you know what my drug of choice is. We've talked about it. And but it's not a drug. That's a gift from God. You know what I mean? So because it really helps, man, with that PTSD shit, bro. Like, it's
you can't tell me something can be medicine in one state and not across the line. So,
oh yeah, it's money.
Yeah.
They're all about this money and shit,
Some big
politics, and I was like, man, bro, just legalize it in all 50 fucking states and watch the crime go down. All the problem is pain meds, all these prescription, these pill makers and shit, they're all gonna go down and lose money, and that's who they got invested.
Shit, but Waffle House and Taco Bell, their money's going up.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, man. Like, if they just legalize it, man, it would be so much better. And Virginia, while we were living in Kingsport for about 3 months, 4 months, for my wife's work. That's why we're up here.
Yeah.
And which, it was she was like, hey, they got a position in Kingsport. Do you want to go to Kingsport? I'm like, fuck it, let's go to Kingsport, man. Let's get the fuck out of Nashville.
Right.
And because we were, we wasn't in Nashville, we were in Eagleville, and we were out there for about 3 years, and ended up moving up here. It was like,
You like it?
I do,
Yeah.
yeah, man, I really do. It's the humidity ain't super fucking bad like it is down in the down in the Nashville area, but it is still bad. And it's
You
fucking
ain't
Nashville.
far enough to make a big difference. On
No,
But you're kind of closer to the mountains and shit too.
Yeah,
So.
that's what I
yeah,
like.
I'm like 51 minutes from Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Man, we're gonna kind of try to land this plane a little bit, but I got a couple questions we kind of always ask everybody.
okay.
We're gonna switch it up a little bit for you. I know you're a big horror film buff. So what's your favorite all-time horror movie?
All time 1978 John Carpenter Halloween.
Solid. Do you got any quotes that you? What's your favorite quote?
I mean, real talk, like quote wise, would probably be "Live by the gun, die by the gun."
That's a good one. Hey, I want to jump back real quick.
Go for it.
So, we talked a little bit earlier. Is it okay, in your opinion, to like the original Halloween and like Rob Zombie's version?
Sure, I do. I love them.
Thank
Like
you.
it fills in so many holes, and it adds that like we talked about, like Michael size for him being incredibly strong,
Yeah.
and because in '78 I'm thinking retard strong. He throws dude up and stabs him into the door, but that's still a feat. That's something like you got to be. Is that retard strength? But
It's still strength for sure.
yeah, with Rob Zombie, it shows like this is a big son of a bitch. This is Tyler Mane.
Yeah, that's what I liked. I liked about it. I feel like Rob.
I like the
Zombie,
mask. Like the mask was fucking awesome.
He brought like a certain ratchetness to it.
Yes.
Like that only Zombie can do.
When when that kid, man, started, snapping
Yeah.
and cutting people up and fucking stabbed his sister.
Mama
Yeah.
worked at the titty bar,
And
stepdad was a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just know that growing up in that atmosphere is fucking rough.
Right.
Man.
Right.
And he had to, sit in this place until he was 21 and, escapes. And there's two different, this director's cut and the regular, for the theatrical. And I like them both.
We also ask indica or sativa.
That'd be all day.
Morning or afternoon, or morning or night person.
Man, both. When I get up, once I get my coffee in me, I want to go and get, start doing stuff. But at night, I love to fucking chill. I love the dark. Eat my mushrooms, smoke my bud, watch my, shows with my wife, but yeah, I'm just, love life. I'm lucky enough to get old, so I like it. It's cool.
Man, it's been a real privilege to kind of sit down with you and get to hear some of your stories. Of course, we heard more off camera, but man, it's a pleasure to know you and be able to sit down. And
I appreciate you guys driving all this way, man, to do this.
I think it was totally worth it, man. So
I appreciate the interest of because people need to know that it was not easy. It was not easy for us, man. Like, it was not a cakewalk. We did not get accepted with open arms. If anything, we got accepted with the talk to the hand. Mm-hmm. And they had to hear our music. That's why we could not short on our content and the production of it. You know, we could not put anything
no
short,
shortcuts.
no, none.
Yeah.
And it had to be acceptable. And when I hate to even say it, you know, the races, both races, but like I said, we would get it from both sides.
Yeah.
You know, the in lover, the mud shark, the wannabe, and then we get it from the, you know, the black side, the, you know, quit taking our music, fuck you white boy, you know, get off the stage, you know, you ain't supposed to be rapping.
Yeah.
And
there you are in the middle.
yeah, and I literally, I was lucky enough to have some guys in my neighborhood that I grew up in was top notch. Kelly Buchanan, he's still doing his thing. He is another stone for this road of hip hop. That is him and Mike WYZE. Uh, they told me in school, and we're talking 7th, fucking 8th grade. You know, when I'm wanting to record, they're like, "Man, go on record, go on do your shit, man."
Push you to go ahead and talk your shit.
And fuck what these dudes think, man. If they, you know, if they don't want you to rap anyway.
Yeah.
And
that's good advice for anybody wanting to follow their dream.
yeah, man, like keep driving at that shit because you may get frustrated, you may get to where you just want to say fuck it and quit, and you never know that as soon as you say fuck it and quit, man, your time was right there.
Yeah.
You know.
I love it.
So
good little inspirational way to wrap up today.
Yeah.
Man, we appreciate you coming, man, or letting us
I appreciate
letting us
y'all.
come.
I appreciate
All right,
y'all.
we'll see y'all next time.
Yeah.
Peace.